Crypto dreams a brand new range. The future's here, no time to wait. Freedom's calling, let's
Hello, dear Kryptonians. How are you today? Well, I hope you're doing well because we have reason to be very happy. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, share the stream because today I'm actually going to look at a live example of a Bitcoin breakout. And I think you will learn a lot today, especially if you have thought about potentially purchasing Bitcoin and thinking about investing. This is a live for you. Now type in ready in the chat because I am here to show you a potential way where you can reach freedom through crypto. My name is Shankar Poncelet, and I am truly living the crypto lifestyle. Lots of passive income, lots of nice gains, and all of that because I spend all day long watching the charts and trading. Now, the question is, what is it with this breakout? Is it anything good? We're going to look at a few indicators. You're going to learn a lot today. And we're also going to talk about those who consider themselves investors, right? There is savers, which I believe most people should just be savers. Then there's investors, and then there's traders. So today we're going to look at what is someone who wants to be an investor, what is that person to expect? All right, let's get this show on the road. Fantastic. So I have learned that when it comes to actually making money with trading, there are two things that are very important. The first one is patience. Yes, we often need to look at the charts and admit to ourselves is not the moment to start a trade right now. It is really not the moment. And that has been the case for several days now because we had lots of choppiness, we had no clear direction. And then number two is once the moment is there, you actually need to act decisively. And you can only do so if you have a plan. Once you have a plan, and that typically comprises your entry price, your stop loss, and also your take profit price, once you have that, you need to leave it alone and just let it play out. Don't go and change your mind and adjust things too much because that typically leads to you losing money. As we look at the charts today, I want to help you recognize a break of trend that Bitcoin actually started doing just about a couple of hours ago. And we're going to talk about what to look at other than just that break of trend, because that is the first signal. As a first-time trader, would you recommend hodling or margin trading? Great question. As a first-time trader, I think it is very important to evaluate your definition of trader. Most people need to first have some, let's say, some signals of success. And that, to me, can only happen if you ease into it. What you are talking about, hodling or margin trading, especially margin trading, is definitely a little bit more advanced. So if you are new, you have to be very careful. What I would like you to do is first be a saver where you dollar cost average into Bitcoin, then be an investor where you time the markets in its large segments, large phases, going from the lower range to the high range, and then margin trading is something that you need to ease into it. Now, I don't know how much experience you have with that. All I know is that you need to test whether you can actually consistently be profitable with margins, or where you consistently lose money with margin trading. And one way to do that is to paper trade. And if you want a little bit more pressure, I recommend a platform called Bitfunded, because you can basically do 2 or 3 test runs. And if you pass those tests, then they give you other people's money with which you can trade. And if you are profitable, you can keep 90% of the proceeds. Something else that you need is a community to rely on once a moment like today comes and you are kind of getting a little bit nervous. You need a community to rely on. And that is something that I have definitely started with the Crypto Alliance. So you can go to mycryptoalliance.com and fill out that risk assessment profile. Will give you an idea whether you're ready to be a trader or not, and it will also help you have that community that I just started. Now, great question. Thank you for it. Let's go and look at the charts, because it's very interesting to see that breakout happening in real time. Okay, so here we have the Bitcoin chart. And we are on a 2-hour time frame here. On the left-hand side, I have November 21st, and here we're today. And essentially what you can observe is that we have been ranging up and down for that time, right? So ranging up and down. When we are going up and down in a range, the market tries to consolidate, find a price, and decide, well, what's next? Now, what I want to look at here, we're going to zoom in now into this downtrend. So again, I'm on a 2-hour time frame, so each candle here represents 2 hours. And when we look at this line here is a downtrend, but what I was able to see today in the last 4 hours is this breakout, meaning we had the downtrend and the movement of the candles observed that downtrend, then all of a sudden it peaks out a little bit. And that is what we call a breakout. But the question that we need to ask ourselves, is it an actual breakout, or is it what we call a fake out, right? A fake out would be that this comes down again, and then we go down here and we actually have a lower price in Bitcoin, which would not be good, because Bitcoin is the father of all crypto. Bitcoin is like the index of crypto. So if Bitcoin does well, the rest of crypto does well. So what that means is when you have this breakout, you need to look at a few other metrics to kind of solidify your understanding of, is this just a fake out or is it a real breakout? And therefore, we look at 2 indicators that I like to use for help. So the first one is this one. This is the RSI. It's called the Relative Strength Index. And I'm not going to go and explain the detail of the RSI, but essentially when, and the RSI for the long term is best to be looked at on the daily chart. So essentially what the RSI tells you is when it is here above 80%, you are in an overbought territory, and you typically, it often shows you that there's too many people buying the asset. And then when you are under 30%, you are in an oversold territory. So you really, when you enter a trade, you want to be as low as possible, okay? But sometimes also on a longer time frame here on the daily, time frame, it's okay to look at the mid-level here because it can often lead to continuation towards upside, like here. But what you probably don't want to see is in this instance where we are here and we have this breakout, if the RSI would have been very high, that would have been not such a favorable indicator, because it would have meant that it's already overbought and we're buying even more. That would lead to trouble. But we're here somewhere in the middle, so that is good. So that's the first indicator I look at. The next indicator I look at is the funding rate. So here, this is called the aggregate funding rate. As essentially, when it's green, people are long, so they borrow money to buy Bitcoin. Okay, and when it's red, people are short. They use the leverage to go short. Now, usually, when too many people go short, the big market makers and the bigger players look at this and they say, ooh, there's like really a negative tendency in the market, and we're going to kind of eat that up to provoke a short squeeze. Okay, so when people go short, meaning they speculate on the price of Bitcoin going down, and the price of Bitcoin does the exact opposite, then these positions get liquidated. And when these positions get liquidated, they create the exact opposite of what the shorters want, right? Because they have to buy Bitcoin to close out their short position. So I'm looking at the aggregate funding rate here on a 2-hour time frame, and I want you to notice something here. The 2-hour time frame seems to be a good one to look at that. Whenever we have this negative funding rate and then it swaps to positive, there's definitely an uptrend, right? Look here, negative, positive, uptrend, negative, positive, uptrend. So here as well, although this was short-lived, but then here we have the same situation again. So as always, these indicators always need to be looked at in combination with the overall situation. So that's something I would look at next. Then what I want to do is here on the right-hand side, go maybe to the 4-hour time frame. By the way, this is what I personally right now think Bitcoin will do. I think it will fight a little bit to go over the mid section here, around 99,400, and then it will most likely hit the upper limit of our range that we've observed for so long, and then it will come down again, right? Because a lot of people will FOMO, fear of missing out. They will FOMO in here, and then the market likes to take those people out, and then we continue, maybe hit the upper boundary one more time, and then I believe we have a chance to finally go into new all-time highs. Why do I think this drawdown will go that far? Fibonacci levels, I had a different video about it, but essentially, if we say we expect a movement from here to the top of the channel, then the 618 level, which is an important level with the Fibonacci levels, would often mark how far the drawdown goes. Next, what you want to look at is the Bitcoin dominance. So the price of Bitcoin goes up, and the Bitcoin dominance is still positive here, is still green. So for the last 4 hours, so that's actually a good sign. That means that money flows into the crypto markets, and a good amount of that goes into Bitcoin. And at the same time, of course, the price of Bitcoin goes up. For the alt season to really kick in, I had that question before. We need to lose the Bitcoin dominance support line here and then come into this territory here. That's when the alt season, if it happens, and there's a few experts who say that maybe the alt season won't happen this year because there's too many coins out there. I do think it will happen, but selectively for major altcoins, not just any altcoins like it was in the past. So that is something you want to look at. The other very important factor is USDT dominance. Okay, so this is the stable coin dominance, and that needs to go down when the price of Bitcoin goes up. Why? Well, because people take their stable coin and convert it into Bitcoin, right? So that means that the USDT dominance goes down. And we really, for the bull run to really come in full force, the dominance is a little bit too high. We need that to come down. Okay, so you can clearly see it's almost an inverse relationship. When Bitcoin goes up, the dominance goes down. Okay, but we're also seeing the total the total 3 market cap here going up as well. That is actually a good sign because this excludes Bitcoin and ETH. So not only does money flow into Bitcoin right now, it also flows into all the other currencies, which is positive. So I would say overall, we have a chance that we're finally getting ready for the next leg of the bull run, as we like to say. But what definitely needs to be defended is this mid-level of this current channel. So this here, roughly 99,500, Bitcoin needs to be above it, and it was briefly, but it needs to come above it, defend it, and then we need to touch the upper boundary of the channel. This needs to happen, and hopefully it does, because we've been like hanging out under this mid-level for a while now, and it's just not fun. There's a lot of pain and fear in the market when that happens, because people are in the altcoins, they get punished as well. If Bitcoin as an index doesn't perform, the altcoins don't perform either. So that is definitely something I would keep a good look at now. So the question, should you join the market now if you are not already? The answer is I would wait. I would wait until we see this retest. Okay, so maybe if we go to the 2-hour time frame, we kind of see this is the attempt of a retest. So that happens very often in crypto. All too often, we get the signal of the breakout, and then we come down for what I call a pit stop. Okay, so but this pit stop needs to remain a pit stop. Ideally, we keep going back up, and that's what once we have this confirmed that we're going back up again, I would feel like that's a good time to maybe enter a position with a stop loss probably around here. So yeah, that's that. And again, we're looking at other indicators. Bringing up the RSI again is not too high, is somewhere in the middle. So that definitely leaves room for this pit stop to just be temporary. And we still have the aggregate funding rate here negative, which again very often is a signal for institutional buyers and whales to take advantage of the possibility to liquidate those bears, if you will, and we continue our way up. That's the case here, hopefully, because that would mean that we go into the next exhilarating phase of the bull run, and we, with a little bit of luck, by the way, could easily see in the next 1 or 2 weeks $120,000 Bitcoin is definitely possible. Now, put your questions and your reactions in the comments. I know this is a lot, and sometimes I try to just not talk technical analysis at all, but it's also sometimes inevitable because all of these decisions that we make to go in and out of trades are luckily or not luckily based on data that we need to keep an eye on, which is basically why I start my day with these charts, and then basically all day long I keep an eye on it, because that's really, really important if you are a trader, a professional trader. And that's definitely something that I have started doing not too long ago. Now, again, if you want to know where do I belong in this whole sphere of being connected to crypto, because I get that question all the time. Do you think I should go into crypto? Will you help me? And what should I do? Most of you, the vast majority of you, should just start dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. And if you don't know how to do that, I have a video for you. You can just go to my landing page, crypto.lifestyle. Yes, that is an address. You type it into your browser, crypto.lifestyle has a video, that short message from me, and then you fill in your information. I'll send you that video. It's beginner friendly. If, however, you say, well, I don't know, I might be interested in being an investor, I might be interested in being a trader like you, Shankar, then you can take my test for free on mycryptoalliance.com. There's a quiz that you can take, and it'll tell you what risk profile you have. Now, one video that once the people get their risk profile assessed, there's a video that gives them more information about their specific risk profile. And last time we did the risk profile for the Saver live. We did it here on this show. And today I'm going to talk about those people who get as their result that they are an investor. So let me look at the comments here. Is there anything? No. All right, good. So let's get this started. And I'm just going to briefly blend in our intro again, and then we will talk about those of you who want and should be investors. So welcome to My Crypto Alliance, and congratulations for having taken the quiz. It turns out you are an investor, at least according to the answers you have given in the quiz. And now I'm here to tell you what I think is most critical for the investor. The investor needs to be able to set aside about 1 to 2 hours per week, could be on a weekend, and he or she needs to be able to look at charts that we can find with software like TradingView, for example, and then based on these charts, determine in what phase of the current market cycle we are. Typically, there are market cycles that we call the bull market and the bear market. So it all starts out with understanding which cycle we are in right now. It's currently a bull market. And then everything always revolves around understanding and knowing how long does this cycle last. A typical bull cycle so far, looking to the past in crypto, has lasted for a little bit more than 1,000 days. So you need to understand that, you need to know that, and then you need to know at these different progression levels, what do the indicators say? What does the USDT dominance look like? What does the Bitcoin dominance look like? What do the regression charts tell me? And once you know that, you can guesstimate, because you can never fully be sure. You can guesstimate when is a good moment to buy low and when is a good moment to sell high. As an investor, you should focus, in my humble opinion, on major coins that give you stability. Major coins to me are primarily Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. All the other coins are alternative coins, and in my opinion, should be reserved for traders who know what they're doing and who know how to deal with the high volatility. It is very essential for an investor to spend their time wisely that they do have during the week to assess where are we at. And for that, I offer you my Crypto Alliance, because now that you've taken the quiz, you will also be given the information when it is very important for you to assess at what point of the market cycle we are, and to help you guesstimate, should you buy or should you sell? Any resource that you look at can only ever be considered as educational. Never can you ever accept financial advice from someone online unless they are a certified financial advisor. But it is very important for your independence and for your agency to learn the language of investing and to learn those indicators. If you do that well in the long run, you can create a situation for you that is maybe similar or even better than the one I have right now. I enjoy good health, good energy, and it's all based on financial freedom that I have achieved because I have started my investing journey back in 2016. Awesome. This would be the message that I have for investors. And hopefully some of you have benefited from that because you see yourselves in that profile. Again, I personally think that everyone should start out with being a saver, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. I believe that most people will do best accumulating Bitcoin at a rate where it is healthy for them and they don't overexpose themselves into crypto. Then for the rest of you who are eager to be investors, or maybe even like me, start a trading journey, I definitely think that you will find all the support and resources in the newsletter that you have just joined. Awesome. So let's take before I end this stream, let's take another look at the Bitcoin chart, because it's really, really interesting what's happening right now. And everyone in the crypto world is just really ready for this next leg of the bull run. We're all waiting for it. It has been really tough, especially this this down here, and then kind of this bull trap here, right? It has been really tough for those who've been investing in any coin, really. So are we finally here? It looks like the pit stop happened. The candle is getting, the body of the candle is finding consolidation here in the middle. So it looks like we're moving up again. If I switch to the 1 hour chart, I don't see that clearly yet. Sometimes I like to just go down in the minutes, 15-minute chart. There we see it. Okay, so here we had our breakout, and then we have our pit stop, and hopefully this is a good sign that we're getting out of the pit stop. And nobody can know for sure. This is something that you need to keep an eye on now, and then adjust your behavior accordingly. That is the name of the game in trading, and it is just part of it. It's also something that I kind of like about it, because it's never boring, right? It's really, there's always something to learn and to look at. Could this go negative? Yeah, you always need to at least have the plan B situation, be aware of it, what it could look like if it went a different way, right? So let's maybe take a look at that as well. So let's say what could happen. We do this. So if this breakout here cannot confirm and be held up, then we might see something like this, okay? And we still get bullish here and continue our bull run. However, is also possible. Can I maybe turn this into a different color for you? There we go. However, you have to understand it's also possible that this could happen, okay? This could also happen. And down, it's also possible. Whoop. So the key is to keep an eye on it and to be prepared, and in your mind, have a strategy for every possible outcome. So that you're never taken by surprise, and you always know if this happens, that's what I'll do next. So it's about, don't forget, investing and trading is about risk management. You can be wrong 3 or 4 times out of 10 and still be profitable if you practice good risk management. That is really the most important aspect in being profitable. Is stop losses are your friend, essentially. You know, understanding where you set your stop losses. If you don't know what stop losses are, then you're definitely not ready to be an investor or a trader. Any final questions before I wrap today's live up? Put them in the chat. Also, if you found this helpful, give me a like, subscribe, and share. If you know someone, or if you are someone who wants to learn all of this, but you say, oh, I really need to have a boot camp. I need to really start from A and go to Z and have a nice, comprehensive, high-level overview, then you are in luck, because I'm planning that. The date is not quite definitive yet, but there will definitely be an intensive 2-day boot camp that I will facilitate live on Zoom. It's 2 days, 5 hours per day, and we will do that together. Of course, the only way to know when it exactly happens is by joining my mailing list. So last chance for you to go to crypto.lifestyle and join the mailing list. I don't see any other questions, so that I assume that's all for today then. Listen, this was Shankar Poncelet live from Amsterdam. Have a great weekend ahead of you. Get some rest, and I believe we have. I'm bullish. I have to admit. So I believe we have some good times ahead of us in crypto. Bye-bye for now.